In photography, ambient light, also known as the available light, refers to any source of light that is already present in a scene before the photographer introduces any sort of artificial illumination. It could be a flash or a studio strobe light that I have here in my studio. Essentially, if the light source exists in the environment that's independent of the photographer's gear, it is an ambient light. So this can range from the sun that's overhead to the ambient glow of a neon sign out there on the streets. So ambient light is generally split into two distinct categories. One, natural ambient lights. As I mentioned, sunlight, it could be moonlight, it could be starlight, and it is weather dependent light. It can be soft, it could be diffuse light of an overcast sky, or the directional glow during the golden hour around late evenings. Now, the second is the artificial ambient light. It actually is man-made light source within a space. So this can include your street lights, it could be practical indoor lamps, fluorescent office lightings, computer screens, or even candles. When working strictly with ambient light, a photographer must adapt to its sort of native qualities rather than altering the light itself. So when we talk about ambient light, the first thing comes to my mind is the color temperature. Ambient light sources vary wildly in color. So natural daylight ranges from this sort of cool blue, that's the open shade, to a warm orange that's you can experience around sunset. But artificial ambient light can introduce complex sort of color casts, such as green tint of like very old fluorescent lights, or the heavy amber of some of the tungsten bulbs that's around our spaces. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is the quality, which is the hard ambient light versus soft. And this is very important. So when we think about hard lights, I want to talk about any sort of light sources that create sharp, high contrast shadows, and it could be something that you can experience on a direct, let's say, midday sun, where you see that a lot of buildings, everything is actually casting a shadow. So that's your high contrast shadow that you can observe. And then on the other hand is your soft lights. It's actually something that creates these gentle transition. It could be light filtered through a window curtain or a foggy sky. It has this soft glow sort of highlighting feeling to it without a lot of hard shadows. Now, the third thing I want to talk about is the direction. So because you cannot really physically move the light source, it's fixed. You actually must move as a photographer with the subject that you're actually documenting. You have to change your shooting angle, you have to maybe squat down, you have to maybe find a higher step. Or maybe some of the photographers use modifiers. It's about investing in reflectors and diffusers to shape how the light hits the frame. But right now, as someone who is sort of just being introduced to photography, it's better to just sort of work around the lights that you have, and then you can graduate to using diffusers, reflectors, to also investing in a studio light for very specific creative choices. Now, I want to talk about the pros and cons of working with available light that we have. So let's talk about the advantages. It's authentic. It actually captures the natural mood, texture, and atmosphere of a space exactly as the human eye experiences it. Also, it is very friendly when we think about mobility. So so as a photographer, you just need your camera and you don't have to operate with any heavy lighting setups. So it allows for a faster, more candid, and unobtrusive workflow. It is efficient, it requires, as I just mentioned, less gear and relies entirely on observing and utilizing the environment. So a lot of great street photographers just rely on their camera and lenses and their selves as someone who's judging how they want to capture the ambient light around them. There are definitely some challenges. Number one is lack of control. You cannot really change the intensity, direction, or color temperature at the source. It's unpredictable. Weather shifts, moving clouds, mixed indoor lighting environments, they can all create unpredictable exposures and complex white balances, issues that require careful camera adjustment. White balance is a topic we will be covering in our next lecture video. I want to now talk about hard and soft to something that's quite important. I'm pretty sure that most of you might have taken this sort of photos before or have seen it. A silhouette is one of the most striking ways to actually use ambient light. It occurs when your subject is rendered as a dark, featureless shape against a significantly brighter background. So capturing a silhouette is entirely a game of extreme contrast. You are intentionally tricking your camera's light meter into exposing for the brightest part of the scene, which forces the subject into this deep underexposure. So when you're outdoors, and specifically around the golden hour, maybe it could be just after sunrise or right before a sunset. My favorite time is right before the sunset. Is perfect because the sun is low on the horizon, allowing you to actually place it directly behind your subject. So you can get an amazing silhouette. So this is something I would definitely want all of you to try it out. Late evenings, your camera documenting the sun, and anything that's in between will be automatically rendered as this beautiful shadow sort of silhouette. When we talk about shooting silhouettes indoors, it's actually about positioning your subject in front of, let's say, a bright window. It could be also an open doorway leading outside, or it could be a very stark studio light or light that you might have lying around home, and try it out. So the idea is that you're working against the ambient light source. So your camera is facing the light source in front of you. So your camera is literally facing the light source in front of you. So it's working against the light. So any subject in between you or your camera and the light source will automatically be rendered as a silhouette. So I want to now talk about soft light portraits. How can you actually achieve beautiful soft light portrait? For that, the idea is to actually now work with the light instead of against the light. So in silhouette, you're working against the light, as I just mentioned. But let's say if you're outside on a bright sunny day, you would want your sun behind you to get a soft light portrait. So now you're working with the light. And then you would want the sunlight or any ambient light source to be projected in front of you instead against you. So you would rather actually want to work with a subject or a person. Let's say there's a friend and you're trying to get an amazing portrait shot of them. So you would want to find a spot where you're actually getting the maximum amount of sunlight, let's say, on their face. And you would actually notice a beautiful natural golden highlight around them. And also all their features will be sort of highlighted with this beautiful soft glow. So this is actually working with ambient light sources. On the opposite, when we talk about hard light portraits, you would want to position yourself in a way that you're getting some shadows on your subject. With silhouette, the idea is to just capture the complete shadows. That's why you work against light. For soft light, you're working with the light, but hard light, it's somewhere in between. You would rather want to work in between the ambient light. For example, the goal is to capture the projection of shadows by the ambient light on the person. So the idea is to find, let's say, a tree or a big building around you that is casting a heavy shadow. So there, let's say around midday when you actually have a lot of sun, or maybe indoors when you are seeing you have this this big light source, you would want them to cast a shadow, and you won't want your subject to sort of be around that shadow. So it's not that you're working against the light or with the light, you are somewhere in between. So you would want the high contrast shadow to be projected on the subject when you're talking about hard light portraits. So overall, the main idea is to realize that as a photographer, working with ambient lights around means moving quite a lot. And depending on what kind of light you actually care about, it could be soft, hard, or silhouette. So ambient light, specifically natural ambient light, is one of the major ways how you can actually document the world around you. And you actually have a lot of choices depending on how you position yourself, the subject you're working with, and your cameras. All right, thank you for tuning in, and see you in the next video.